Introducing the stunningly beautiful 5-ounce Germanium Mint Berlin Beer, minted exclusively for the 2025 World Money Fair. Berlin is a city brimming. Shall we get a review then? What is happening, fellow lovers of shiny metals, and a massive welcome back to the channel. Today I've got the huge honour of reviewing for you all this stunning piece of silver, the 2025 Berlin 5-ounce AG 9999 cast bar, as produced by the Germanium Mint. Now, I will let you all know this item has been loaned to me by my good friends down at Cardiff Gold to enable me to do a review for you all today, so please do me a huge favour and head on over to www.cardiffgold.co.uk to check out this and other beautiful collectible items they have in stock, as well as a huge range of both minted and cast gold, silver and copper. There really is a little bit of something for everyone, so I do highly recommend head on and over and checking it out for yourself. I will of course be putting a link to their website in the description of this video, so as I say, pop on that link and head on over and check it out for yourself. But let's start off by taking a quick look at the box, because the box itself for this is absolutely a piece of art in itself, isn't it? It really is. Just look at that ferocious bear roaring its head off in the front of the Brandenburg Gate, one of Berlin's more prominent tourist destinations. Below that we can see the details of what, which is 2025 Berlin, Berlin spelled B-E-A-R-L-I-N. Little bit of a pun on the name there, I like what you've done. And then we have 5-ounce AG 999.9 cast bar. On the side you have the number right here, the certification number, and as you can see right here, this is number 241 out of a total mintage of 250. So that is a micro mintage if I've ever seen one. On the back of the bar we have an equally stunning depiction of Berlin right there. It looks like we have a canal with a bridge, and we've got the beautiful Germania double eagle logo right there with their name Germanium Mint just below. It looks like there's a little something going off in the city right there. I can't make out what it is, but it is a stunningly produced piece of artwork right here. Germania are well known for their packaging. They've worked with some huge companies providing packaging for them, so I'm not surprised to see the detail on this one, but we'll slide it out of the external cover right there. I'll just be very careful with this because, as I say, it is on loan to me. But if we slide it out of the external packaging right there, I'll pop that at the backdrop just there so we can keep a good view of that, because I do really love the way they've produced this. But right here we have a stunning wooden box with a brilliant depiction of a grizzly bear right there, and below that you can see it says 2025 Berlin 5-ounce AG 9999 cast bar. So it's the same details as on the exterior of the box, but this is just a stunning little touch to the already beautiful item. But if we open it up, let's have a quick look inside. Now we have this to protect it. That's another absolutely fantastic touch right there from Germanium Mint. We have at the top of the box right there, just hiding some bear claw marks right there. It looks like a bear's taken a big chunk out of the box, but we have right here this certificate of authenticity, and if we open that up we can see we've got the details of the bar, Germanium Mint 2025 Berlin, specifications year 2025, 9999 AG 5-ounce antique finished, numbering. This release is limited to 250 pieces, and this one, as I say, is number 241 of 250. On the other side we can see the Germania logo and name there, and below that it reads, "This certificate attests that your Germanium Mint 2025 Berlin 5-ounce 999 cast bar is authorised by Germanium Mint and has a limited mintage worldwide." On the back we have the holographic logo for the Germanium Mint right there, and a link to their website www.germaniummint.com just below that. Now, I had a quick look on the Germania website. It doesn't look like we've got a lot of detail regarding the bear on there, but that's okay. We don't need that. All we need is to pop this guy out of the box and have a good close look at it. Now, you may not believe this is a 5-ounce piece. It really doesn't look like it's a 5-ounce piece due to the size of it. I remember thinking about when I saw this at the World Money Fair in Berlin, but it's just such a chunk of silver. It really is. Once you've got it in your hand, you can absolutely tell it's definitely a 5-ounce piece, this is. And once again, we have a ferocious, roaring brown bear right there, baring his teeth at us with his snarling maul right there. And the detail of this piece is just incredible. It truly is. Just look at all the little fair marks right there, and as I say, he's got his fangs showing to us all, just to show us just how ferocious this guy really is. If we flip it over, we can see on the back we have 999 fine silver 5-ounce 241 out of 250, and guys, it really is a stunning piece. Now I know these collectibles, they're not for everybody, they're perhaps not for your weight stackers out there, but for anybody who does like to have a little bit of collectible silver in their stack, and I am certainly one of those people myself, this is absolutely beautiful. It really is. I massively regret not picking one of these up at the show. I was a little bit constrained financially. I didn't really have the money for it, but if money wasn't an option, I can promise you I would have taken one of these home myself from the show, because it's just an absolutely gorgeous piece. It really is. And as I say, you know, as being a 5-ounce piece, you've got a significant amount of silver in there for you. And yeah, no, so definitely let me know what you think of this item in the comments. Is this the kind of thing you pick up for your stack? Are you more of a weight stacker? Do you stick more to the generic bullion and bars? Or do you like to splurge every now and again and pick up a little bit something that's just a little bit extra special, just like this right here? And not only that, it's a fantastic keepsake from what was an amazing World Money Fair this year. Now, it was my first one. I don't have any others to reference it to, but I've heard from a lot of people who have been before that this year was just a special year. And I think that's partly because of how many people from the community got together and met up whilst we were over there in Berlin. Again, I massively regret not being able to pick one of these up at the show. I may have a look to see what Cardiff Gold are selling these for on the website, because I would generally love to have one of these in my collection. I really would. But that right there, as I say, is the Germania 5-ounce Berlin Bear, limited to only 250 pieces worldwide. I think they sold out of these within the first couple of hours of the second day of the show. So yeah, if you were lucky enough to get one of these in your stack, let me know. Pop a little comment down below and let me know, you know, whether or not you were able to pick it up and what your thoughts are of this. I know there's going to be a lot of people that this maybe isn't their kind of thing, but it is mine. It is mine. I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I truly do. And I'm so grateful to the guys down at Cardiff Gold to send this across to me so I can at least get it into my hands for a short period of time. I do need to return it back to them because they do need to stock it in the website. But guys, thank you so much for letting me have a quick look at that. And we'll pop it back in the box right there. Once again, you know, on the other side of the box, we've got the claw marks right there. And it's just these little tiny touches that sets Germania apart from other mints, in my opinion. I've been a huge fan of the Germania mint for a long time now. Their items are just absolutely beautiful. They are top of the range when it comes to collectibles. I don't think there's anybody out there producing items that are more beautiful than the Germania mint. There may be other mints that are producing items that are as beautiful, but I think Germania is one of the top mints in my opinion. Now, it may be because they produce the kind of stuff I like. They have a lot of Viking themed items in their stock, and as we all know, I do like a Viking. So yeah, maybe that's something to do with it. But regardless of that, you know, everything they do, all the high relief pieces are just mind-blowing. They really are. They take my breath away. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, I did an interview, and I was lucky enough, I don't know how I was able to pull this off, but I was lucky enough to have an exclusive interview with Simon Kowalski, who is the founder and CEO of the Germania Mint. So if you haven't had a chance to have a look at that interview as of yet, definitely do so. I will put a link to that video in the description of this video. I got a chance, doing that video, I got a chance to have a look at some of their stunning pieces, some of the beautiful collaborations they've done with other mints in the past, and some of the outstanding series that they've done, whether it be the Knights of the Past, the Ragnarok series, the Valkyries series, the Double Eagle series that they're doing for the motor. It's just so many beautiful pieces of silver. So Germanium Mint, keep doing what you're doing. You're absolutely smashing it right now. But that one right there was the 2025 Berlin 5-ounce AG999 Caspar. And as I say, don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think of this piece. And also, if you haven't done so as of yet, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, because that kind of stuff really helps smaller creators like myself more than you would believe. It really, really does. So I'm going to leave it there. I've possibly rabbled on for long enough now, so I'm going to leave you all in the usual fashion. And I will just point out, I actually managed to get the CEO of the Germanium Mint to do my silly little closure that I do for my videos with the hands. So again, another reason to check it out if you haven't done so as of yet. But that being the case, I've absolutely definitely rabbled on for long enough now. So I'm going to leave you all in the usual fashion by saying, until next time, as usual, look after each other, keep stacking, take care,